Ladies and gentlemen, it's Saturday night. Dark MAGA Jake back for some Politi-tics. What's happening, everybody? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off, get your TCB necklace on, and let's get to rocking and rolling. Talk about some Trump. Trump's first month in office has felt like a year. I mean, he's like hundreds of executive orders every day. People going crazy. Pandemonium in the streets. Wars starting and stopping and craziness everywhere. So if he's going to be in office for 4 years, that's going to feel like 48 years by the time we're done. Just so you know that. Kevin Cox is first in chat. Kevin, you get the gold star. Amanda says, Kev, here's your gold star. What's up, buddy? You guys, I'm wearing this in your honor. You and April, if you see it. Look at it. That says TCB with a lightning bolt. I'm wearing that in your honor because you're at an Elvis concert tonight. An Elvis impersonator concert. And these Elvis glasses, Elvis-ish glasses, and the Elvis-ish jewelry is all in your honor. And gold watches, that's for you. Tell April I dressed up for her and she ain't even here. Patty says, hello, kids. Hey, Patty, how are you, sweetheart? How you doing this Saturday evening? All's well, I hope. Amanda says, Kev, here's your gold star. And hi, Kevin and Patty. And hello, UntetheredLive family. Good to see you all. I hope. What does it say? Happy Saturday. You changed it up on me. I'm trying to read it by rote and messed it up. Hi, Jake. How are you tonight? Full. My sister's birthday was today, and she gave me all this jewelry that belonged to her father, and I'm wearing it in her honor as well. And we had cake and ice cream and a great conversation, a good time. She got presents. I got more presents than she did, which is weird. It's her birthday, and I get all kinds of gifts. Not sure it's supposed to work that way, but I'm happy. I like the sunglasses. They work better without my regular glasses behind them, but I can't read. Kevin Cox says, hey, Amanda, and who's that, Mr. P? Yep, Mr. P hits me with a $5 super chat. I can't read the chat with the glasses on, sorry. We'll do the glasses thing later. $5 super chat that says, start the night off right. Nothing but love for all of you. Well, thank you, Mr. P. God bless you, sir. Here's a heart and a smiley face, or a thumbs up, or whatever it is they give you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. This hat did not come with this jewelry set, though. This came from my birthday. I got that on my birthday from Kevin Cox. Thank you very much. Amanda says, Trump train, MAGA. Drill, baby, drill. Fight, fight, fight. Well, he has been doing that a lot in the last 2 weeks, and people are losing their minds. He's taken U.S. aid completely off the map. He's about to take the education board completely off the map. He's fired like 5,000 FBI agents, or at least put them on notice. They may not be gone yet, but they're going. 5,000 FBI agents were involved with January 6th and getting involved with finding all those people. Think about that. FBI, people who are not supposed to operate on U.S. soil, operating on U.S. soil. Amanda says, Mr. P, you rock. Thanks, man. I agree. Mr. P says, go Trump. And Amanda says, hi, Mr. P. And Kevin Cox says, she will be in soon. She is cheating on you and watching Kai Baldwin. I don't know who Kai Baldwin is, but he must be good to avoid watching me. But I bet he ain't wearing 2 gold watches. I don't know if they're real, but they look good. They look expensive. I like expensive-looking things. I like an old lady with costume jewelry. I like to look like I have diamonds on, but not actually. Amanda says Trump is getting shit done for sure. Get it, Trump and Elon. Yeah, Elon Musk is getting a lot of pushback from Democrats, The View, and MSNBC and CNN, because he's doing exactly what they said for a year that they were going to do, which is to go in and go line by line and look at all the budget, look at all the money and where it's going, all the tax dollars. You can't do that without going into the office and reading the tax dollars. So they don't like that at all. Obviously, there's an entire list of things that he has found that they have spent tax dollars on that nobody knew about, such as, I don't know, transgender cartoons and Sesame Street for Pakistan or something like that. Rubbers for Gaza. Just a bunch of weird things that nobody even thought about our tax dollars were going to, they are. So that's the kind of thing that's going to be cut out. Now, this is what I want you to think about. If all of these millions of dollars that are being spent over in other countries gets stopped and all that money comes back to the United States and is spent in the United States, what do you think that's going to do to the economy? Do you think it's going to be worse for us or better for us if we're not spending millions of dollars in other countries? I put it to the wisdom of the chat. You know better than I. Sorry, there's a new Stream Elements thing there I never seen before. Learn how to customize a bot. I already know how to customize it. Kevin says Trump is making good on his promises. Yes, for an entire year he campaigned in 3 cities a day if he could get there, telling everybody exactly what he was going to do. And for that entire year, well, the last part of it, Elon Musk was with him, telling everybody what they were going to do. Now they're doing it, and everybody's freaking out like they had no idea this was coming. Come on now. Something's wrong here. Mr. P says, it's the CIA that aren't supposed to operate on the U.S. soil? Maybe. He's after the FBI because they came after him hard. Right. Well, the FBI I don't think is supposed to operate within the U.S. soil either. I'm not sure about that, but you might be right about that one. But they're definitely not supposed to turn the FBI on to the American people. That's definitely not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to weaponize the DOJ. It's not supposed to go against political opponents. It's not supposed to do that. The FBI serves at the pleasure of the president. So does every other agency. They're not acting like that, though. They're acting like they serve at the pleasure of themselves, and the president doesn't matter. They can do whatever they want to do. That's why judges are trying to stop Trump from firing people, which is his right to do. He's the president. He was duly elected by the people, for the people, of the people. Sorry, there's something in my mouth. He has every right to fire anybody he wants to fire. That's his job. Don't let the news media fool you into thinking that he's doing something wrong by exercising that right. That's what the president does. That and veto things that come through his desk. Other than that, the president's largely a figurehead. He's a public face to an organization that operates at his behest. Some things a president can't do without Congress, but that's why Congress and the House is there, to give the president the power to do the things he needs to do, what they think is right, according to their constituents, which are the people, which is what democracy is. They think it's democracy means you do everything the way I want you to do it, and you don't get to do nothing but go to jail. That's not democracy. That's fascism. It's the exact opposite of what they're trying to make it sound like it is. Mr. P, you might be right about the CIA. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know a whole lot about the FBI. I try to stay away from them. Mr. P says the director of the FBI already took the hit. Now Trump's going after this one, too. Good. I really think he should. I think if they've been up to no good, they ought to be called out for it. And I think they ought to answer to the American people in the form of a hearing in front of Congress so that everybody can see televised, and they have to admit everything they did. That would be good enough for me. But they did some shady stuff, believe it. I apologize for the green screen blocking out my rings. I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's a musical note and a black onyx and a turquoise, which the green screen does not like. And then I got the cat's eyes on the stainless steel bracelet. That's pretty nice. I like that. And then the 2 gold watches, which is nice. I like those. One of them's a left hand and one of them's a right hand, so I can wear one on each arm if I want to. And then the TCB necklace. And this is going to make you mad. I got a chance to get an Elvis taking care of business ring, but it was this big, and it didn't fit any of my fingers but this first one. So I didn't take it because can't play guitar with a big gaudy ring on your first finger. On either hand. I need those fingers. But it was a nice ring. It's a copy of the one that Elvis had. It's not the real one. But it's pretty. It looks gold and diamondy, but it's not. My sister's father, in case you're wondering, was an Elvis impersonator type. He played like 50s music and doo-wop and that sort of thing. And his idol was Elvis. He wanted to be just like him. Had the guitars, had the rings, had the costumes, had the whole 9 yards. Some of that came my way when he passed. And I honored it by wearing it and putting it on stage where he wanted it in the first place. That's why he accumulated all that stuff, so it's honorable that I bring it with me, and my sister passes it on to me, and I put it out on stage. I've got a few of his guitars, a lot of his jewelry, maybe even some of his writing. You never know. He was a quite talented man. He played in movies and TV shows, lived in California. Quite an interesting fellow. His name was Tony Travis, if you want to look him up. He got his career start on The Gong Show. Patty says, your shirt is a different color. No, it's maroon. It's just probably I changed the lighting because I was trying to wear a green shirt and it wouldn't take it. So it's probably just got a little bit shade change in it. I might can fix that for you. Hang on. It is maroon, though. Hello. I disappeared. All right. Is that better? I think that's right. It's pretty close. I don't see anything fading out, so that works. No. Almost shut off OBS trying to shut off that other thing. All right. We're good. I made it. Kevin says, my Baldwin is very talented young Aussie. And you will definitely hear his name soon. Maya Baldwin. Is that the name? Maya? You wrote My Baldwin. I think that you wrote something else earlier. Kai something or other. Kai, I guess it's Kai Baldwin. All right, well, if he's an Aussie, he's probably very talented. They're a talented bunch of people. What's he do? Tell me about the channel. I want to see it now. Kevin got Kai, not my. I got it. I understood. Mr. P says my Aunt Faye, my Auntie Faye, had any and every Elvis record or collectible. She amassed a collection of over $300,000. Wow, worth of stuff. And that was the value in the 90s. That's probably the way April is. She collects everything Elvis. She goes and sees all the impersonators. You've seen all the movies. She loves Elvis. April does. Kevin's April. So I thought she would like to see this taking care of business necklace, which you can barely see. It looks a lot better in person. Anyway, Kevin says he sings and plays all sorts of instruments. You would enjoy his show and videos. I'll check him out. Kai Baldwin. I'll check it out after this show. I might leave him a message, tell him who I am. I play all kinds of instruments too, Kevin. Are you guys cheating on me? Is that what's going on here? You found a better lover? Is that what it is? Does he play all your favorite songs? That's all right. I watch a few people too. I like The Guitarologist. Do you know who that is? That's one of my favorite shows. He works on amps and guitars and stuff, and he used to do a thing called Shit Post Friday where he read musical news, which he doesn't do anymore. I missed that, but I thought about taking notes from that because it's pretty cool. Only I don't care about musical news that much unless I'm listening to somebody with a good personality tell me about it. It's really not my thing. I don't care what old rock stars are doing. But I do care about new instruments and stuff, so that might be a thing we do in the future. What kind of music does he play, Kevin? Is it just everything like I do, or is it a particular genre? Is he a young dude? What's the deal? Is he a good musician, or is he just a picker? There is a difference. I will find out after this show, but if you can tell me something, that'd be nice. Since we're talking about it. Nobody seems to be interested in what Trump is hammering onto the world today. By the way, has anybody noticed Caroline Levitt? That girl is a firecracker, and she's got a boss move that she does where she puts her pins right here where her nipples go so that you have to look at her breast while she's slapping you down. I think that's pretty tough. She's like twice of Kayleigh McEnany from the last administration, Trump administration. Kevin says he is good and April loves his show. Actually, Kahlua loves him That's the dog. And we go somewhere, we leave him on, and we leave him on as a babysitter. That's child abuse, just so you know. He plays a lot of music and a Bee Gees sound like. Okay, so he's got a high-pitched voice. Right, that's not something I can do. But I can play the low stuff, he can play the high stuff, and we could duet. Do that song, Babe, I Want to Do It With You. Duet with you. Tonight's episode is brought to you by this here hot cup of coffee. Thank you to the people who provide the coffee for the show. Don't you want to talk about the world and have a cup of coffee with me? If so, go to the kitchen and pour yourself a nice hot cup of coffee and let's get this conversation rolling. But if you don't have a cup, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one. It does have this face on it. It is fantastic. It makes a great gift. Looks nice on a coffee table. Holds liberal tears quite nicely. And if you chunk it at somebody, it'll hurt when it hits them. So go get them while they last. Also, like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box if you want to show a little bit of love. Throw a little clang-a-lang my way. And by the way, go to facebook.com/UntetheredLive family for a great place to keep up with all things Untethered Live Universe and keep up with each other outside of the show, outside of YouTube. You can share videos, text, and chats, and do all of that stuff. Facebook.com/UntetheredLive family, and I appreciate your visit. All right. Back to the show. Back to you, Bob. So he can do like, staying alive, but really high. I wish I could sing like that. I wish I could sing like Michael Jackson. But nope, I'm a baritone. A baritone that smoked for 40 years. I'm lucky I can sing anything above a whisper. Kevin says, I'm aware of most of the Trump executive orders and cannot wait to see what he does next. I know. He's talking some pretty scary things like maybe we'll just buy Canada. Okay. What else are we going to do, Trump? We might, invade Poland. What? No. That's an Elon thing. Don't do that. What else? Panama Canal? Sure, we'll take that. What about the Gulf of Mexico? Yeah, we'll take that too. We already own it. Well, we'll change the name of it to the Gulf of America. I like it. Greenland. Let's take it. Get in the way of China in both directions, Panama Canal and Greenland, and then we have the added bonus of blocking Russia off as we do it. Pretty smart. Also, there's a lot of thermal activity in Greenland. Pretty sure they can make a mint in power making there. So check that out. Thermal activity is where the heat comes up from the center of the earth and bubbles out into the world. Right there in Greenland. It's pretty interesting. You can run a lot of power plants right there in a fissure, crack in the earth, heat comes up, powers a turbine. Next thing you know, you got power. I think it's a pretty smart move for America to move on Greenland before somebody else does. Denmark ain't going to do nothing with it. What else is he going to do? We're going to shut down the FBI, the school board, the transportation department. Well, hell, let's get rid of FEMA while we're at it. Probably not a good idea. We need FEMA. I'm running out of ideas. Let's go get McDonald's. That's the day in the life of Trump. Kevin says Liz Cheney will be made some type of ambassador to Greenland. Really? That wouldn't be smart. Liz Cheney is a snake in the grass. Who would make her an ambassador? I don't think Trump would. Liz Cheney's an enemy of Trump. She's her father's daughter, for sure. Neocon at its finest. She's right up there with Special Graham. I forget his name. Something Graham. You know the guy that has the too light for his loafers attitude. Sounds like he's from Texas. You know the guy. That guy wants war so bad he can taste it. I can feel it when I hear him talk. We need to step away from war. We need to be strong, but stand our ground and say, look, we're not going to do this anymore. If you come messing with us, we're going to tear your ass up, but we're not going there anymore. That's what we need to do. You do you. We'll do us. You worry about your problems. We'll worry about the homeless. Problem solved. Then everybody gets free Medicaid. Nobody's unhappy anymore. The whole problem with this country is meddling in other people's business. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think that causes all the issues of the world. Somebody sticking their nose where it don't belong, getting involved in some shit they shouldn't be getting involved in. And next thing you know, we got Burisma. Joe Biden threatening to cut off their money supply if they keep looking into his son's business. Then we got preemptive pardons for crimes that were never committed, which pretty sure won't hold up in court. Planes crashing every day. Fires everywhere. It's not a good look, America. Kevin Cox says 13 people on and only 4 likes. Hit that like button. Right on. That means 4, 11. So there's 7 people that did not hit that like button. Come on now. Am I not working hard enough? Do I not have enough entertainment value for a free like button press? Come on. It does helps us get recommended to other people and helps the channel grow, so I'd appreciate it if you did hit that like button. I know it's annoying, but just like the ads, I got to keep the lights on, man. Not an easy thing to do from the sidelines, from Studio C over here in North Carolina. But thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. How was the concert, by the way? Tell us a little bit about what you saw tonight. My mouth is very dry. I've been eating cake and ice cream all afternoon, and I think my sugar is at its peak. Coffee ain't even touching it. It's a delicious cake, though. A yellow cake with German chocolate frosting, homemade, all homemade, and vanilla bean ice cream, which is my second favorite vanilla ice cream. My first favorite is French vanilla or soft serve from the Dairy Queen, which is an ice cream. But it's delicious. And you put some Oreo cookies in it, and it's fantastic. Am I speaking your language yet? Oreo cookies and soft serve. It's a beautiful thing. I think it's in the Bible. I'm not sure. Kev, what kind of concert did you guys see tonight? Kevin says Dwight Eisenhower is who we saw. Yeah, you've seen that guy before. I've heard you talk about him before. He is very talented Elvis impersonator, and he was awesome as usual. What songs did you sing? Was it classic Elvis, fat Elvis, 70s Elvis? What are we talking about? Movies Elvis? A little bit of all of it? Did he come out wearing a cape? I might want to go see that guy one day. I miss Elvis. I don't personally think anybody can do Elvis. Even the guys that do it well, like that guy that was in that latest Elvis movie, he did it pretty well. But he's not Elvis. When you look at him outside of the context of the movie, he looks ridiculous. As long as you're in that little camera, he looks pretty much like Elvis. But you get rid of all the glitz and people reacting to him like he's Elvis, he doesn't look like Elvis anymore. John H. says, hello, everyone. And I heard about that guy was in Canada before he became a star. He was on a radio show, and he was singing Long Black Train, of all songs, and he was showing off his vocal range. He's got a very deep, very soothing voice, and I think he could have been a country singer. He chose acting, though. His name is Austin Butler. Patty says something with the chat. What's wrong with the chat? It's live. Are you having problems with the chat, Patty? Amanda says, hi, John. And Kevin says, a little bit of everything. He has worn the cape before, but not this time. I often begin a closing argument with a cape. Well, that's a good way to win the case there, Kevin. Come in wearing a cape and a big old pipe. Make the jury just fall in love with you. Or, have evidence that the guy's not guilty. That might work. I'm not sure. I don't like court a whole lot. I'm glad you're doing it, though. My mom told me I should be a lawyer, and I said, no. She said, why not? I said, I don't want to be that close to anybody that can put you in jail. That's not my place. She said, well, what about being a doctor? And I was like, yeah, I don't want to kill people or watch them die. I'll play guitar. That works for me. Probably not a smart move in retrospect, but that's what I chose. I could have also done the art thing for a little while, but I gave up on that. I didn't think there was any money in it. The only people that seem to be making money in art are comic book artists, and I didn't like to do that, so I liked realism, and I couldn't see where I'd make any money, so I had to give it up. Same thing with sword fighting. Never going to get in a sword fight. There's no point in mastering this skill. It's kind of stupid. I was in Kung Fu when I was 14. But unless I'm fighting another guy that does the same kind of Kung Fu that I do, really doesn't make any point, does it? Because a drunk redneck will end me. He doesn't like Kung Fu. So basically it's just dancing. So guitar it was, and that's where I went. Dana's here. She says, greetings to all in the chat room. And hi, dear Mr. P. Hello, Dana. How are you, sweet lady? We're just talking about nonsense. Amanda says, hi, Dana Hun, heart. Patty says, your short on TV is purple. And no comments. Different color shirt on the phone with delayed comments. Well, that's not good. Well, this is a maroon shirt. It is the only Hawaiian shirt that I have. And this is the one that you saw. If it looks purple, it's got to be a color grade thing. But I don't know why the comments would be delayed. I haven't done anything wrong that I'm aware of other than talking about Trump. I guess that's a possibility. They could be censoring me. But I don't know that I'm aware of having any shorts on TV unless they're old. I don't have any new ones. Dana says, hi, dear Amanda Hart, and hi, Patty Donahue Hart. And Patty says, very strange, Jake. Well, thank you for pointing that out. I'll look into it after the show and see what's up. They might be putting their thumb on my channel again, which has happened before. I spent right at 3 years with not one subscriber. No matter how many videos I put out, no matter how hard I worked, no matter how many people showed up and stayed to my shows, not one subscriber. That's not normal. That's not what a bell curve is supposed to do. And John says, YouTube has been funny all day, Jake. It's probably because Trump's getting on their tail and they're fighting back the only way they know how, not letting people talk about him. I'd say that's probably something to do with it, but I don't know. Patty says, hey, Miss Dana, smiley face, prayers. Dana says, your chest is naked. Yes. That's a taking care of business necklace that you can't really make out on camera, but I wore it because April and Kevin are at an Elvis concert. It's a little Elvis memorabilia. You like my chest? It's muscly. I'm not flat-chested, by the way. And I don't have a lot of hair on my chest either. I'm kind of a little boy from the neck down. I like the sound of that. I'm a little boy from here to here. John H. says I'm getting hot flashes, Jake, now. Easy, John. I'm sensitive. You got to take it slow with me. John's over there clawing at the screen. Amanda says, hot, hot, hot. I am pale and muscular, but pale, which does away with the muscular. It only works if you got a tan. And I'm Native American. I'm the whitest Native American you'll ever meet. I don't know why that is. I got this much Irish in me, and it took over everything. And it says, I like clothed people. Well, I am clothed. It's buttoned, see? It's just buttoned where you can see the necklace. I'll button another button for you if it makes you happy. I don't see April anyway. She don't get to see my necklace. There. That's for you, Dana. I'm not wearing any pants, though. Just so you know. No, I'm kidding. I'm wearing sweatpants. And a button-up shirt, which is weird unless you have a podcast. And it's like Tuesday. Anybody want to talk about anything in particular, or you just want me to keep rambling? I've been at my sister's house rambling all day, celebrating her birthday, so I don't really have anything lined up to talk about in particular. I figured Trump and then the conversations would ensue, but apparently not. Maybe everybody's tired of it already. It's only been a month. So at this rate, if a month feels like a year, and he's going to be in office for 4 years, it means at the end of this, it's going to feel like he's been there for 48 years, just so you know. Trump is going to the Super Bowl. That's cool. Biden didn't. He didn't do the after Super Bowl or the interlude of the Super Bowl interview. He didn't do it any of the times. Trump's going to. Because that's what presidents do. Patty says, I like dressed people as well, Miss Dana. Are you saying I don't look good with my shirt unbuttoned? I thought I did. I don't like have gross black hair sticking out or nothing. I'm not wearing a tracksuit under this shirt. You can't see my nipples. What are you guys talking about? I always wear an unbuttoned shirt. Just I got one extra button unbuttoned, and you guys are like, he's naked. Rebel Savage says, you look fine, sir. Thank you, Rebel. Who are you, where you're from, and tell us a little bit about yourself. We are talking a bunch of nonsense tonight. It's Politi-tics, so with a political lean if you want to. It's entirely up to you, but thank you for the compliment. Dana's ribbing me. I bet if Mr. P opened one of his buttons, you'd like it. No? Amanda says, hi, Rebel, welcome. Guess where you from, Rebel? And is that Rebel or Rebel? Can't tell. It's not spelled right. Unless it means something else, and then it is spelled right. Rebel Savage says, I'm in Texas, and I don't mind a man with his shirt unbuttoned. Well, thank you. You like the taking care of business necklace I got on that you could barely see? That's in honor of a Elvis concert going on in Florida right now. Same with the jewelry. I don't typically wear jewelry, but these were gifts from my sisters, so I figured I'd wear them. Rebel says, sounds like a rebel. Sounds like rebel. Not spelled like it, but it sounds like it. In the midnight hour, she cried, mo, mo, mo. With a rebel yell, she cried, mo, mo, mo. Mo, mo, mo. I like that. Rebel Savage. Bet you got a personality on you, don't you? Dana says, smiley, smiley, smiley. And John says, you should see me. I'm wearing black leather thongs. Me too. I'm not wearing any panties. Patty says, Amanda may like her man another way, though. Hey, I'm just a man. Sometimes my shirt's unbuttoned. Sometimes I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm not doing it on purpose. I just wanted to show off the necklace. Because you can't see it when it's buttoned up, see? Can't even tell I'm wearing one. Amanda says, right, Patty, he's got a sexy chest. I mean, you can see my abs. That's something. But it's pale. I have a pale, sexy chest. I'm a pale horse. Rebel says, hey, girl. Which girl? There's a lot of girls here. Which one are you referring to? Mr. P says, a lady never tells. Right on. What are we talking about, Mr. P? You're buttoned up? Are you unbuttoned right now? You know, she's not crazy about that. Wear it like this. Amanda says, LOL, John. And Rebel says, you got me singing with you now, dang it. Hey, wait till I pull out the guitar. You might be crazy. John H. says, joking. I know. I'm just leaning into the madness, folks. Ain't a lot to talk about tonight, so I'm trying to create something. Some kind of drama. Mr. P says, hello, dear Dana. Rebel says, yes, I do. Hell on wheels. Stop. You look fine. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. Dana says, hello, dear John. I dropped a little note for you, smiley face. Rebel says, what's the show all about? I like your hat very, very much. Thank you. That's my dark MAGA hat, and I have a red one, too. But I prefer the black one. And my show is about different things on different days. I have a Bible study on Sunday and Monday. I have a chill stream where we just get together and talk about whatever and play music and whatever on Wednesday and Friday. Saturday is Politi-tics tonight. So we usually try to lean into political direction. And then Sunday is Bible study. And that's the whole week, 5 nights a week. 8:30 every night except for Sunday, which is at 8. I'm here live, talking about something valuable to you. And Amanda says, hi, Aaron. Aaron, you snuck up on me. What's up, buddy? Long time no see. Rebel says, Amanda. Aaron says, hey, Amanda. So what kind of songs do you like, Rebel? What kind of music do you listen to? That's a good cup of coffee. Thank you. I might play you a song if I can sing it. I have a little bit of a scratchy voice, but that's all right. Aaron says, I'm always here. I'm sneaky. Yeah, but I don't always know you're here unless you talk to me. So, nice to see you again. Rebel says, I love Jesus in politics. Me too. It's a good combination. What would even be better is if Jesus was political, then he'd be like debating Charlie Kirk on the weekends. That'd be fun. Charlie Kirk would say something smart, and Jesus would be like, oh, yeah, you're a fig tree. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. I don't like to joke about Jesus, but I thought it was funny. In my head. Rebel says, country, play I'm right where I need to be. Pardon me, I got to turn my noise canceller off. You might hear me breathing, I'm sorry. I have a pick somewhere. Hell with it. I'll do it live. Can you hear that? I need to be. Yeah, that's right where I need to be. Oh. There's a plane flying out of here tonight with an empty first class seat. 'Cause I finally got all my priorities in line, and I'm right where I need to be. Where when I hear her, I can see her, I can smell her sweet perfume. I can feel her skin against me when I'm deep. Where I won't miss her, I can kiss her anytime that I want to. Yeah, that's right where I need to be. Yeah, that's right where I need to be. Ow. There you go. I request a little right where I need to be, just for my new friend Rebel. You didn't hear any of that, did you? I said, by request, a little right where I need to be for my new friend Rebel. I turned my microphone off when I lifted it up. I'm sorry. What you got next? I feel like this is going to be a music podcast for some reason. Hang on, my chat jumped. I got to find where was that? I read that one. The one that said hi. What's the show about? I like your hat very, very much. The one that said hi. The one that said hi. I don't know. Aaron says something. What does that mean, Aaron? Is that a sunflower or a couple of eggs frying in a frying pan? What is that? Maybe it's a pixie. I don't know. I don't speak hieroglyphics very well. Rebel says Amanda. And Amanda says hi, Aaron. And Rebel says Amanda. Aaron says, hey, Amanda. And Aaron says, I've always been here. I'm sneaky. I feel like I read all this. I love Jesus and politics. I have read all this. Play country right where I need to be. There. That's where we stopped at. I'm excited about this. I haven't heard this song in a while. Well, now you've heard it. What did you think? Aaron says, fine picking. I dig it. Thank you very much. I don't have a pick, so I'm doing it all with my fingers, but I hope you like it. Rebel says, I can hear it. And thanks, man. Thanks, Aaron, says Rebel. Aaron says, you're welcome. And Rebel says, that was awesome. Well, it was something. It was slightly above good, but it wasn't awesome. But thank you. John H. says, Britain are bringing back the blasphemy laws for all this country has gone totally crazy. Let me reread that. Britain is bringing back the blasphemy laws for all, comma, this country has gone totally crazy. Oh, well, yeah. They started going crazy when they started letting all the Muslims in and making sure that nobody had a gun or a knife or anything else to defend themselves. You're worried about blasphemy laws? You need to worry about, sticking a knife in your neck laws. Dana says, what degree are you in your special club, Jake? Is it York or Scottish? Oh, you must be talking about this. I am 33 degree York right, which basically doesn't have degrees, but it's equivalent to the 33rd degree. I've gone all the way through. I'm a past master, all of that stuff. I'm a member of the Knights Templar. I've done all the things, done all the classes. The only thing I haven't done is ran the lodge for a year and then retired. But I'm technically, on paper, I have done that, but I haven't actually done that. I just did the degree work. So I'm all the way. Hope that helps if you know what you're talking about. Aaron says, I face hiding peeking. I face hiding peeking. Oh, a face hiding peeking. That's what that symbol was up there. Kind of looked like that. Also looked like eggs. Rebel says, damn, that was awesome. Singing took me back. Well, I can go way back. What do you want to hear? Melissa's here. That's my sister. Everybody say, happy birthday, Melissa Lapergolo. She thinks it's an A, but it's not. It's an O. Aaron says, what side note is slick? Oh. Let me show you what that is. If I can get over there. It's in the key of G, so I'm playing F, C, and G, and I'm just going. Can you see what I'm doing? I just slide that note right on down in between the actual notes, and it kind of gives it a little bit of a personality. It sounds better electrified, but I can do it on an acoustic sometimes. Kevin says, I just got pizza, so I might be quiet for a while. Well, get that pizza in your gullet, buddy. Rebel says, I'm subscribed. Hello. Awesome. Welcome, Rebel. Welcome to the show. Melissa says, hello, everybody, and Amanda says, hi, Missy. Happy birthday, sister. Love ya, heart. I'm wearing all your jewelry. See, I'm showing it off. I even got the TCB necklace on. But my green screen does not like this, whatever that is. It's an Indian thing. What's it called? Not topaz. It's the other one. Turquoise. Yeah, it does not like turquoise. It's too close to green, so it's just blacking it out. But it's a pretty ring, I promise. Just have to keep my right hand down. Kevin Cotton, I read that one. Fab Daddy's here. Happy Saturday, Fab Daddy. Good to see you. Do you have a song request? We're playing songs tonight, apparently. No politics. Or a little politics. Melissa says, thank you, Amanda. I love the gifts. You want to tell everybody what you got for your birthday? Hell, I got more than you did, and I was at your birthday party. That doesn't seem right. That was a lovely, lovely sentiment, though. It's nice stuff. Amanda says, hi, Fab Daddy. Fab Daddy says, happy birthday, Melissa. And Aaron says, happy birthday. Amanda says, I'm glad you did, Missy. Rebel says, Jesus is coming, people. Yes, he is. He's already been here once, and he'll be here again soon. Get ready for it. That's a Sunday night thing, not a Saturday night thing. Don't worry, we'll get serious about it on Sunday night. Melissa says, thank you, Fab Daddy. Rebel says, shot or get off the pot. Right on. Dana says York Rite has only 3 degrees. No, all masonry only has 3 degrees. That's the Blue Lodge or the Red Lodge. It's 1st degree, 2nd degree, or master. But there are many degrees that go beyond that. But it's not required. You can just be 3 degrees and stay there, and that's fine. But if you want to go further, you can. It goes all the way up to 33. And then there's other things that you can get involved with, other types of organizations like the Shriners or the Illuminati or whatever, Rosicrucians. I don't do any of that stuff, though. And I'm not an active member anymore. I did what I did because I wanted to know the secrets that they were keeping from me, and now that I know them, I don't need to do it anymore. 10 years of my life to learn what I needed to know. But I also don't go to meetings and pay dues anymore. So. But I do like the logo. It's kind of neat on my guitar. Makes people ask questions. I like that. It is an old order going back to the 1500s. Actually, it is 11 to each degree. Well, actually, it goes back to the building of Solomon's Temple. That's the first mason was Hiram Abiff, who was the builder from Tyre that lent all the material to King David and Solomon to build that temple. He was also the master builder that hired all the other builders to come together, thereby creating a union where you had to be a builder, a stone mason, to be part of this job. And so they started hiding themselves because anybody could just come in and take their money away from them. It's a skill. So they would do secret handshakes and secret words so that they could know who to hire that knew what they were doing to cut stones the way they needed them. That's what started it. It went on into the building of the pyramids. There were masons involved in the building of the pyramids. It went on to England, where it became a speculative sport rather than an operative sport. At the Cock and Bull or whatever it was they were at in England, a little pub, they got together and had a meeting, and they became that night speculative masons, meaning they're not actual stonemasons. They just are a member of a club that call themselves stonemasons. Speculative. So now, today, it's just a old dude's country club. That's it. Women aren't allowed. You can't come in my clubhouse. We got secrets. That's all it is. I promise you that if I told you what the secrets were, you would not even understand them, let alone would it help you in any way. They're useless unless you're a mason. John says, happy birthday, Melissa. Actually, it is 11 to each degree. I don't know what that means. There are 3 degrees in the Blue Lodge, and then you go to the Red Lodge, and you get the master degree. And then you can choose to go forward or stay there. There are 3 secret words that you have to master and 10,000 words that you have to memorize each time you pass a degree. And after that, you're stuck right there if you want to be, and that's fine. A lot of people do that, and they just live their lives out being a master mason. They never go any further. But if you want to be more involved in politics or in power or get the higher jobs and that sort of thing, then you go a little further. Or it used to be that way. Now it's just a men's club. Melissa says, thank you, John. Rebel Savage says, got a jet. I'll be back. Love you all. Well, thank you for being here, Rebel. I'll put my guitar down since you don't want to hear anything else. Fab Daddy says, I put new strings on my guitar. I forgot how good strings can ring. Yes, brand new strings are lovely. And they're also hard to keep in tune, but they're lovely. Stretch them out good, play them a few days, and then they'll start toning up again. What size strings do you buy? And what kind of guitar is it? Melissa says, a delicious cake, a beautiful dragonfly blanket, a snuggle blanket, chocolate cherries, and lots of love. My hubby also gave me money, which is the best gift, to get my hair done, which is the best gift, hands down. He wins. It's been a wonderful day. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and we loved being there. I'm sorry we had to rush off, but I kind of had a thing to do. But I did sing you happy birthday with a piano, so you're special. Most people don't get that. Dana says a Scottish order goes all the way to 33. Right. York Rite doesn't technically have degrees past the 3rd degree, but they have titles, which are equivalent to the degrees on the York Rite side. York Rite just means they don't believe in God. They believe in secular science. I mean, Scottish Rite means that. York Rite means they believe in God as the architect, the grand architect. That's why I chose to go that way. Scottish Rite is actually the real Masons. York Rite is a newer addition to the Masons, circa about 1500. Fab Daddy says, that's awesome, Melissa. It is awesome. You had a great day. I had a great day. I had a great day being with you. And now I have Elvis memorabilia on, and I don't know how that happened. Short birthday. Amanda says, beautiful, Missy. Fab Daddy says, that's awesome. I think I read that one. Mr. P says, I was going to be a Mason, but my cousin went through it and got a Mason burial at 30. Well, that's one of the perks of being a Mason. You can call the Masonic Lodge and they'll come bury you and give you a ceremony. They won't pay for the funeral, but they'll be there and they'll give you your support, and you don't have to go through it alone, and you get a nice lambskin apron to go with you into the ground. I don't care. I'm dead. Doesn't matter to me if you want to throw me in a ditch and cover it over with leaves. That's fine. While I'm alive, that's when I want you to show me some attention. When I'm dead, I don't care if you even show up, mention my name ever again. It doesn't matter. I'm with God. Mr. P says, I read that one. Dakota writes here. Hey, Dakota. She says, hi. He says, hi, friends. I keep doing that. Amanda says, hi, Dakota. Mr. P says, I was on the road a bunch back then, and my dad was a Mason. So I did have a desire to do it. Well, you should have done it. That's one of the beautiful things about being a Mason is that it is, what do you call that when you, like, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like the stars do it all the time. Their suns move into their positions. What's that word called? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. But you can follow in your father's footsteps. That's the idea. And he can sponsor you and bring you into a group of people that he calls friends that trust him, that he trusts, and give you a leg up in the community that you work in. Now, if you're a construction worker, I recommend you do that. If you're just a regular dude, there's no need for you to do that. You're not going to gain anything from being a Mason. It takes a regular man and makes him better because it teaches him some things. But it takes great men and makes them greater because it gives them the power to do things. But if you're not a great man, you can't become a greater man, right? So you have to be on the hierarchy to start with, or being a Mason doesn't help you. Maybe it'll get you out of a few speeding tickets. Maybe. Probably not, though. Ain't as many Masons as there used to be. There's been 13 presidents that were Masons. That's not a thing anymore, I don't think. Most of the high, powerful prosecutors and judges were Masons at one time. That's not a thing anymore. So I don't know if being a Mason would help you out at all, to be honest with you. It's never really done anything for me other than answer a few questions that I had, which don't pertain to anything but me. Won't help you in reality at all. I don't know. I don't recommend you run from it. Don't bow to no man. Put that first in your argument towards the Masons. Tell them, I bow to no man. I'll kneel, but I will not bow. Keep that in mind. Because the Scottish Rite will ask you to bow. I'm not doing it. Fab Daddy says, I bought a 80-20 phosphorus bronze light Diodarios for the acoustic. 80-20? You must have that number wrong. You mean 10 gauge or 12 gauge? 80-20. I don't know what that means. It's either got to be 10s or 12s or 13s or 9s. 9s are flimsy. 13s are really thick and hard to play. Goes in that gradient. But I don't know what 80-20 means. Unless you mean the composition of phosphorus and bronze. That might be 80-20. It's me, says long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. Yeehaw! play Hank Williams Jr. record just as loud as they will go. Amanda Leonard Skinner, Jake Johnson Band, and David Allen Coe. Willie Whalen, George and Merle, and a lot of ZZ Top. They play country soul with some rock and roll, and I really like Kid Rock 'cause I'm a redneck rock and roll son of the South. Like no new age disco bands around. I'm gonna drink a couple dozen beers, go out and jam some gears, 'cause I'm a long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. I like my whiskey straight up. Daiquiris make me ill. Someone touches this black guitar, I get mad enough to kill. I got a rifle rack in my pickup truck. I'm a four-wheeling maniac. You wanna race? You just name the place. I'll show you where it's at, motherfucker. I'm a redneck rock and roll son of the South. I don't like no new age disco bands around. I'm gonna drink a couple dozen beers, out and jam some gear. I'm a long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. Let's see. Hey. Rumors spreading round. I'm getting down like a home out on the range. I like my whiskey straight up. I read that one already, didn't I? What's the other verse? I got a 1965 Harley Chopper, sure makes those women stare. I got a dead flamingo tucked beneath this black baseball hat I wear. I can cuss, spit, I can fight, I can bilge, I can raise all kinds of hell. But if you ride to live like I live to ride, let me hear that rebel yell, 'cause I'm a redneck rock and roll son of the South. I don't like no new age disco bands around. I'm gonna drink a couple dozen beers, go out and jam some gears, 'cause I'm a long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. Yeah, I'm a long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. I'm a long-haired redneck rock and roll son of the South. There you go. Little David Allen Coe just for you, it's me. That is calling way back. Almost forgot that song. Dakota says, hi, Amanda. I got to get to the bottom of the chat. It's just growing and growing. Amanda says, hi, it's me. And Mr. P says, happy birthday, Jake's sister. Thank you, Mr. P. Appreciate that. I'm sure Melissa loves it. She does, see? It's me says, hi, Amanda. And Patty says, my nine grandfathers ago was Johann Sebastian Bach. Really? 9 grandfathers ago was Johann Sebastian Bach? The same one or a different name? That's crazy. That guy's famous. I would claim that to the high heavens. Everybody would know that about me. 9 grandfathers ago, there was no Johnsons. Somebody in the 1800s knew somebody in a woodshed, here we are. I didn't come from anybody. Some Indian met some Irish person, probably that reason, yes, and here we are. Melissa says, thank you, Mr. P. And Fab Daddy says, I play a Yamaha from the 80s. Well, look, you got a great guitar. I love Yamaha acoustic guitars. They are some of the best sounding cheap guitars that I'm aware of. They're not high end. They're not low end. They're kind of in the middle. They're $400 guitars at best, from $100 to $400. But they got some of the best quality sounds that I've ever heard. Yamaha really nailed it when it comes to tone and quality. It's one of my favorite guitars was a Yamaha from the 80s. I personally like Fender Teleacoustic and Takamine G Series. Those are the two guitars that I play a lot. Other than that, I'm a Tele man. But as far as acoustic guitars go, I got to have a thin one, and I got to have a badass one. So it's got to be a Takamine G Series or a Teleacoustic. Which this neck is the exact same neck that's on your Strat if you have one. I mean, I could take this neck off and put it on my Stratocaster and it'll fit just right. That's cool for an acoustic guitar. It's me says, Diodario, light gauge, 80-20 bronze on Martin solid mahogany. All right, so the 80-20 must be the phosphorus and the whatever else metal it is. Because they're either 9 gauge, 10 gauge, 11 gauge, or 12 gauge, or 13 gauge. Anything past that, you can't play it. Stevie Ray Vaughan used 13s on an electric guitar, and nobody could play it but him. Mr. P says, you're welcome, Melissa. Valiant Thor, long time no see. What's up, buddy? How you been doing out there in the world? He says, it would be cool to see Doge audit the black budget. Unacknowledged special access programs. I think he's going to. I think that's what they're worried about. You can't audit the government without looking at the spending. And they're all freaked out because he's looking at the spending and he's got a couple of 18-year-old geniuses doing it with him. They don't like it. But I think that's exactly what he's going for, to find out where all the money's going. So I'm looking forward to that report. We're going to have probably a hyperbole about that one. Because there's some sarcasm in that one for sure. Dana says, Jake, the York right is, sorry, I can't hardly see that, is an Anlient order. It goes beyond the 1500s. And the Scottish Rite is much, much younger, goes to the 1800s. York, 3 degrees. Scottish, 33 degrees. Okay, I'll give you that. It's me says 33rd degree is the enlightenment of Lucifer. If you're Scottish Rite, yes. I'm not Scottish Rite. I'm York Rite. My 33rd degree is something entirely different. Royal Arch Mason is what that's called. If you want to look that up, they have a Bible, the York Rites do, and in the first page is the list of all of their degrees. York Rite is at the, Master Mason is at the bottom, and Royal Arch is at the top. Amanda says, hi, Thor, welcome back. Patty says, the same. Change became Bach and Ellis at Ellis Island. Okay. Same name. Right. So that's Sebastian Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach, the great classical music person. There's his kinfolks right there. Can you play the piano? I need to know. And if so, are you any good at it? Because I heard that music passes down generations. I want to know if that's true or not. I don't know. Everybody in my family, males on my family side, play guitar, so I kind of think it's true, but I don't know. Valiant Thor says, I love Donald Trump, but I feel that they scared him away from the drones over New Jersey topic. Why? He said they were ours. He told everybody that the FCC approved their flights. They are government. He didn't tell you why they were there, but I can tell you why they were there. Because 11 nuclear warheads vanished from the Ukraine by way of England, and they were looking for them because there's a threat. They thought that the inauguration might get nuked. That's why all the drones were there. They were looking for signatures of warheads They didn't find any. The inauguration went off without a hitch. They went away around the first of the year. Kevin Cox says, hey, Valiant Thor. One Halloween I dressed up as Thor. My grandchildren, those devilish little angels, told me, your chat's about to jump, told me I was the Fat Thor. I can see that, Fat Thor. Fat Thor with a mustache and no hair. But you got the hammer right. You got that. So that's important. And the little breastplate thingy. And the cape. You got to have that. You can wear a blonde wig. Shave the mustache. Suck your gut in. Then you be Thor. Dakota says, hi, Kevin. And Kevin says, I have a client that is one half Apache. She looks like an Apache, right? I am over a half Cree Indian, and I look nothing like an Indian. I look like an Irishman. Don't know how that happened. But I'm a quarter Irish and the rest Cree Indian. So you tell me. I can't hold my liquor. I don't like French fries that much. I don't know what happened. Maybe the milkman was involved. I don't know. Dakota says, hi, Kevin. Aaron says, what's the most wanted guitar in the world? That's easy, Les Paul. 1959 Les Paul classic. I happen to know somebody who has a Les Paul that should be sending me pictures of it. Kevin, I would very much like to get a good look at your Les Paul, both front and back and sides. So take pictures and send it to my email address, please. I love a Les Paul. I can't afford one, so I don't have one. But I have a copy, a fake one, and I play it often. Aaron says, what? Oh, I read that one. Amanda says, Gibson Les Paul, probably, Aaron. See? I told you. Aaron says, I think so, too. Second to that is a 54 Strat. An old Strat made out of that old wood. Old growth wood is always better. You can't get one of those for less than about $30,000, though, so chances of me ever touching one is slim to none. I have played some old ones, but not that old. It's Me says 59 Les Paul. See? He knows that's a R9 is what that's called. R9 Les Paul. It's a tobacco burst, and it's beautiful. The next in line would be the Greenie Les Paul, which is made popular by Greenie Moore. And now Kirk Hammett from Metallica owns it now. But that's a very popular guitar. Lots of people want that guitar. Why? Because it's pretty. That's the only reason. Doesn't even sound that good. Kevin says, hey, Dakota. John says, I can play the bongo drum. So can I. See, watch. I do that sometimes to freak people out. Because I'm not one of those guys like you see on YouTube that can slap their strings into music. I don't know how they do that, and I don't care, but I can do this. Kevin Cox says, mine is a 2012 Les Paul, but it's still pretty, right? I still would like to see it. And it might be a reissue, so that is important information to know what the neck profile is, what kind of electronics are in it. If it's a reissue of a 59 or a 60, that'd be important information. If it's just stock, whatever they put off the shelf in 2012, then it's probably not a reissue. But you could look on the fretboard, and sometimes it might say limited edition on the 12th fret. That would be important. It's Me says, have a good night, y'all. It's me. God bless you. Thank you for being here. If you want to hear a song before you leave, just let me know what it is. And Dana says, it's me. To achieve 33rd degree, you must be an adept. An adept requires aristocratic genealogical background. You must be a royal. If you're in the Scottish Rite. If you're in the York Rite, you can do it if you just take the class. It takes 12 hours, which I did. 12 hours, and I drank wine from a human skull, and I was knighted in 12 hours. You do it. Also, you have to become a Knights Templar if you do that, which is a club. It's not the real Knights Templar, not the ones that were in Rome, back in the day with the two men on the horse. It wasn't those. It's a club. But they call themselves the Knights Templar, the Knights of Christ. And you got to be one of those if you're going to get to the top. I've done that. I did all the things. I memorized all the words, and I learned all the secrets. And then I found myself paying dues and going to charities and, selling fish fries and not really going anywhere. So I found that it was kind of a letdown, so I just quit going. I still have the apron and all that, but I can learn a whole lot more in a library if I know what I'm looking for. Amanda says, good night, it's me. And Kevin Cox says, I have no idea. However, the numbers are correct and everything else is correct. I have had several people look at it, except for me, which is the guy you should have came to. And they told me it was genuine. Well, I believe it's genuine. I still want to see it. Kevin says, people who know about Les Pauls. I know about all kinds of guitars. I build guitars. I know what makes them right. Patty says, I do not play piano. Thank you for another great night. Good night. See y'all tomorrow. God bless, Patty. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. I play a little piano. I play piano well enough to make you think I know how to play piano, but I really don't. I play block chords with a little flair. I wish I could play like Johann Sebastian Bach. Mr. P says, I love y'all. I hope you're all living your best days. I just felt like saying that. Thank you, Mr. P. I hope you are too, sir. I hope love is just around the corner for every one of you. And I hope some of you learn how to play the guitar, Kevin. I got something for you, by the way. I'll have to send it to you, but it's a book on how to play guitar, how to construct chords and understand their meanings. That's coming to you soon. Amanda says, oh, Mr. P, thanks. Yeah, you are a gem, Mr. P, for sure. You are the wind beneath our wings. Something like that. I can't sing anymore. It's been a high pollen day, folks. I'm lucky I got that one song out. I'm going to leave well enough alone right there. There you go. John H. says, my brother got a Fender from the 70s. Awesome. I love Fenders. 70s, not so much. But 60s, yes. 80s, yes. 70s, that's when CBS owned them. If it's got 3 bolts in the back, no. If it's got 4 bolts in the back, yes. Dana says the same goes for the York Order, which is much, much older. The 3rd degree requires to be adept. Hence aristocratic background. Each degree has 11 stages. Well, I can't really talk about a lot of that, but you are correct. But I didn't want to go down the Scottish Rite direction, so I went York Rite because they believe in God. It's not that Scottish Rite don't believe in God, but they don't require it. You can believe in Satan, you can believe in Allah, you can believe in the Tooth Fairy, as long as you believe in a higher power. I didn't find that to be good enough, so I went York Rite because at least I could justify it for myself. They believe in the grand architect of all things, God Almighty. And I told them up front before they ever accepted me, I bow to no one except for God. They said, will you get on your knees? I said, not if I'm bowing. He says, will you kneel in respect? I said, I'll do that. But know in your heart, I'm not bowing to you. You are not my master. He says, I'm going to leave it alone now. You don't have to do that. Trust me, I've been through it all. I know exactly what you're talking about. And everybody else, you can say things I can't say. You understand that? So everybody else, if they're interested, you'd be the one that could tell them. I can't tell them. Because I did swear to keep certain things a secret. Kevin says, I believe in the Tooth Fairy, Jake. He brought CJ $5 when he lost a tooth. I believe in the Tooth Fairy, too. I'm going to knock out a tooth and hope that he brings me a Les Paul. I'm considerably older than CJ. I need more. Just kidding. Mr. P says, the Masons do have several handshakes, yes. Well, the Masons only have one, but the different groups of Masonry have other handshakes. The little clubs within the Masonry have different handshakes. There's a handshake to say to each other, don't talk in front of a certain person, etc. Well, you don't have to use a handshake for that. You can just look at them. You can stand a certain way. There's a lot of communication that goes on that's nonverbal. You know what I'm saying? That's the best I can tell you on that one. Kevin says, you do not have any tooths. True. I also don't have a Les Paul, so neither one of those things are going to happen. But I do have a facsimile and a fake Les Paul, so we're even, I think. Send me pictures, man. I do have to go. I'm getting tired and getting delirious. It's one of those days. It's the end of the week, and I'm exhausted. It's been a high pollen count. I've been hacking my brains out all day. I can barely talk. It's all right. But I got to see my sister, and that's what's important. And I finished my bathroom. That's very important. That thing like to killed me. Now I got another bathroom to start. But this one works, and everything in it works right. So I win. Is that water right here? Just kidding. John says, I knocked out all my teeth out already. Me too. Every single one of them. I don't have a tooth in my head. Mr. P says, smiley face. And Kevin says, good night, Jake. Tell Missy April. And I said hello. Well, tell April we said hello and we miss her. Get off of Kai's channel and come hang out with us some more. Go see him on her time. We miss y'all. Mr. P says, well, God bless, gang. Happy birthday, Melissa. I hope it was great. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you, John. And it was great. We had a good time, had a great cake, had a great conversation, great camaraderie, great gifts. I got gold watches out of the deal. That's pretty good. Kevin says, she heard you. Right on. Come see me, darling. Dana says, I only like to talk about and engage in intellectual conversations about things I studied extensively. If I don't know, I am willing to listen quietly. Right on? Well, I want you to talk about things you know, too. Unless, of course, that was a passive-aggressive dig at me saying I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't think that's what you meant. I think you meant I engage when I know something and I don't when I don't. I think that's what you meant. But if that was a passive-aggressive dig, I'm keeping things quiet for a reason. It's not that I don't know, it's that I can't say. John says, I'm going to say good night. Everyone, have a blessed night. See you tomorrow. Heart, 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 heart. Thank you, John. God bless you. Keep Britain on the ground. And we'll see you tomorrow night. I'm going to go to bed soon, too. I can feel my eyes crossing. I done got to the point where I'm blathering for the sake of blathering to keep myself awake. It's been one of those days. Long day. Good day, but long day. Dana says, heart and peace. Peace to you as well, and thank you for the conversation. And I'm surprised you know as much as you know about masonry. It's interesting. Most people don't even notice that I have that on my guitar. But I do. And I know how to protect it, too. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, in England, women are allowed to be masons now. So if you wanted to be one, you could go become one in England. I don't know about anywhere else. Definitely not the United States, but in England, I think they'll allow it. In the United States, we have a thing called the Eastern Star to keep the wives busy while the men become masons. It's one of those things. But they take it seriously, so if you want to do that. Dana says, even in America. I haven't seen them do it in America yet, and I'm not saying that's not true. Just where I'm at, they don't do that. So if they do that, it's a new thing. I haven't been a Mason active for about 8 years now, so it might have happened in that time frame. I did see the, I can't remember the guy's name, the Black Masons, something Hall, Prince Hall, and the Masons come together and have a meeting together. I did see that happen. That's history. That's never happened before in history. That happened under my watch. So it may be that the women can come in now too. But when I left the Masonry, that was not allowed. Strictly a no-no. I did bring my mama into the lodge, though. They didn't stop me. But she's not a Mason. Mr. P says, I know what you mean. I'm not an expert on very many intellectual subjects, but I'm no dummy either. Good day, Dana. I'm going to read your note just after this ends. Well, John, There is a vast difference between uneducated and unlearned. Just because you may not have a college degree does not make you an idiot. I don't surround myself with stupid people. If you're here, trust me, you're above average in intelligence. I promise you that. I wouldn't entertain you if you said stupid things every 5 minutes. So consider yourself very smart. Doesn't matter if you know everything that everybody else knows, or you might know something we don't know. I don't know how to cook pizza, so there's that. Dana says, even in America. Maybe so, I don't know. Mr. P says, heart, Dana. And Dana says, it is totally different. The female order is very weird. Yes, it's because they're not supposed to be Masons. And if they're allowed to be, it's because they're placating them, not because they earned it. So that's probably why it's weird. And it's not a thing about women. It's just that it's a stonemason is a male. That's what men do. So it's not about sexism or anything like that. They just never have been Masons. So I imagine it is weird, but it'll eventually go away and it'll gentrify and everybody will be exactly the same after a while. We'll all be androgynous and call each other sir. Dana says, John, heart exclamation point, heart. Mr. P says, there was a version of Masons for women for ages called the Eastern Star. Right. In the 1800s, they were wives of the Masons, I thought. I'll have to read up on it again. Yeah, they're the Eastern Star, and it is kind of culty, and it is kind of Wicked Witch of the West, go out in the woods and get naked, kind of that sort of thing. And the women take it very seriously, obviously, but they have one of their rings is a pentagram, and I don't like that. And it is kind of culty, Dana. But the Eastern Star is the feminine version of Masonry up until recently. Now women can just join Masonry in certain parts of the world, which I think is weird. Stick with what you are, man. Don't change for somebody else. There's plenty of women's spaces that we can't go. That's all right with me. Ishtar, that's right. That's what that pentagram represents, the way to Ishtar. Ishtar is where we get our word Easter. It was an ancient female goddess of Babylon or something like that, somewhere back in those days. Ishtar is not a good person, but her star is where we get the picture that the Eastern Star uses as their logo. Mr. P says, we seem to do a lot of charity, Dana. So good is good any way you cut that. True. Well, the Masons do a lot of charities. While I was a Mason, I was every week going out selling fish fries for boys clubs and, donating the money to boys clubs and things like that. Every week, some kind of benefit or charity. Go to clean people's houses, go to bury people, all kinds of things. So they are a good organization if you're into that kind of thing. The Shriners do a lot for orphans and such. But you got to kind of be old and like go-karts to do that one and wear funny hats, and I'm not into that, so that's not my thing. And also their logo is kind of Muslim-y, in case you haven't noticed. That is a scimitar, the sword, and the half moon, which is the Muslim half moon. I don't know if they knew that when they made that, but that's what it means, and I don't want any part of that. So I stayed away from all things satanic in the Masons. I didn't want to do any of that. I recognize that you have to believe in a higher power, and it may not be mine. I can respect that. You go be your thing, I'll be my thing, but I don't want to do what you're doing if you believe in a different God. So that's how I approached it. And most of the people I met believed in God, so I didn't see anything overtly satanic. A little bit of talk about light bearers and such, but it's just that guy, Albert Pike, that wrote the catechisms, also wrote Dogma. Can't remember the whole title of the book, but it's something in Dogma. And he also wrote the Wiccan catechisms, and he wrote the Satanic catechisms, and he wrote some of the stuff that the politicians do nowadays. He wrote the vows that the president takes. He's a pretty smart guy. Morals and Dogma. Thank you, Dana. That one. I have that book in there, by the way. I haven't got through the whole thing yet. It's kind of hard to read. Morals and Dogma. Albert Pike wrote the catechisms that you have to memorize, which is why they sound a little culty, right? Because he was a cult catechism writer. That's what he did. I don't think that means he was influential in that way or not. He is buried in Washington, D.C., in case you didn't know, at the Masonic Temple there on whatever street it is right there in D.C. Mr. P says, I know you want to get out of here because you have company. And you're tired, Jake. God bless you and your brother. Thank you. God bless you and yours, brother. Yes, I only have one. But thank you. And God bless you too, Mr. P. And as soon as that clock hits 10 o'clock, I'm leaving. Dana says, Albert Pike was extremely influential. Right, I understand that. But I'm not saying that he caused people to believe certain things. He just wrote the words that they used in their rituals. I don't know that he was like, Alexander Graham Bell or anybody. That's the wrong word. The guy, the preacher in the 70s, Graham something or other. I don't think he was like that guy. But he did write all the texts. And he wrote, like, if you listen to the president when he swears in, that whole thing about moral reservations and all of that, that's part of the Masonic catechism. It's right there in the presidential oath. So he wrote that too. And pretty much any other ritual that happens in the world, he had a part of it. So that was kind of his business. That's what he did. I don't know what he did other than that. Yeah, I imagine he was in politics, but I don't know. He was buried in D.C., so that means something. Albert Pike was extremely influential. Mr. P says, I want to do content. If any of you are willing, please subscribe to my channel. Well, I think I already am, but I'll do it. What kind of content are you going to do, Mr. P? Do you have a camera? Do you have a microphone? If not, I'll send you one. I'm interested. What you going to make? Are you going to talk about big things or little things? Are you going to do comedy or are you going to do music? What do you got? Political faith-based. I think you'll be good at that. Do you have everything you need? Do you know how to use everything you need? Do you know what OBS is? I'm offering because I'm your friend, not because I think you can't do it. Yes, no, maybe. I don't need your damn help. I can do it all by myself. All right, everybody's gone, I guess. Mr. P says, I don't know that much, and I don't have all my ducks in a row. Gonna try. Well, if you need help, you got my email address, right? It's UntetheredLivestream@gmail.com. Email me anytime, day or night. I'll send you my phone number. You can call me. I'll help you get everything set up and teach you how to use it if you don't know already. Teach you what you need to know, how to get onto YouTube and all that stuff, and I'll get you started. Dana says, John, your channel is empty. Are you going to start a live stream? That's a good question. Do you know what kind of content you're going to create? Mr. P says, eventually I'm planning to, Dana. Yes. Excellent. There's my email address in the chat, so call me if you need any help, buddy. And I'll see to it that everybody goes over there and subscribes to your channel. Dana says, I just subscribed, dear John. Yes. Excellent. I'm going to open the page right now so I can go do it after the show. If I can figure out how. Go to channel. That'll work. You're about to get a big subscription right here. Me. Now, I'm subscribed. So when you get your first video up, I'm going to put it on my channel too. Put you in my friends list or something. Amanda subbed also. Mr. B says, thanks, Dana, and thanks, Jake. I truly appreciate it. It's my pleasure, buddy. You've been with me long enough. You've helped me out get this channel going. It's only the least I can do to help you get yours going. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 o'clock and I'm turning into a pumpkin, so I've got to go to bed. Thank you all for an interesting night of weirdness and strange conversations, but thank you. God bless you all. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night for some Bible study right here on Untethered Live, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here. We're going to be the great book of Matthew. I think we're going to finish that book tomorrow, but maybe not. Mr. P says, thank you, Amanda. And Melissa says, good night all. Hello, Melissa. I thought you left already. All right, I've been talking to you. Did you enjoy the show? Did you learn anything? Do you feel enlightened? Does your brain feel like mayonnaise? What's going on over there? Are you hammered yet? It is your birthday. She's 47, by the way. +10. Mr. P says, good day to you, Dana. I hope you smile all day. Now that is a great blessing on somebody. I hope you smile all day too, John. Amanda says, good night all. And Missy, I'm going to send you some pictures. Don't send those pictures to anybody. Dana says, smiley, smiley. My shirt was unbuttoned. It's all right when you can't see the bottom. I almost got that Elvis ring, but it was so big and it only fit my first finger. That would not have worked for guitar playing, so. But I had my hands on the TCB ring, the big one with the gold and the diamonds. It's a little gaudy, but it's kind of cool. I like this better, though. Dana says, smiley, smiley. I think I read that already, but I'm tired and I'm going to bed. So God bless you all. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.